It's Royal J, and I am back with another Love and Hip Hop Hollywood Season 4, Episode 5 review, Spirit Animal. Start off with Cisco and A1. Now, before I get into that, I want to say I recorded Episode 4, but my editing program is just really messed up because I sit there and edit my video for an hour, like almost an hour. Start all over and re-edit again, then the software crashed. You know what, forget it, I'm done. The episode was boring anyways. Could say about last week's episode was that Zell was wrong for doing that, acting that way, because he could have just simply left. You know, when she acted the way she acted, but he decided to stay and be very dramatic. Brooke and Booby, that whole situation, like, she leaving one cheater for another, because when she went and told Booby about what happened between her and Marcus, he was just like, oh, I don't think a person like him know what he got. And it was just like, did you know what you had when you was with Keisha? You cheated on Keisha, you had women in y'all bedroom where y'all child sleep. So it was like, did you know what you had? So that's all I can remember for right now. Stupid, petty, dumb. Head over to episode 5. Cisco and A1 is sitting in the bar and they're talking, and then all of a sudden Nia and Moniece pull up. And they sitting there and they go over to him, and then A1 gets up, and then the girls go and talking to Cisco. And they pretty upset because he didn't come to them and tell them that he was taking Tiara to a detox place. Because, you know, they came to him about her situation, about her being pretty much an alcoholic. And he didn't come to them and tell them his plans of what he was doing. So he told them, you know, she came to me crying saying she needed help. That's why he took her to the place. And like they said, that place is not for her, because she doesn't need to be, that's for hangovers. When you have a hangover, you go and you detox and all that stuff. That's not what she needs. What she needs is rehab. Moniece starts crying and she was like, you know, it hits home for me because this is my friend and I know that she's addicted to alcohol. Ever since his baby mama came to the shoot and been stalking her, he just started dodging her all of a sudden. So she's not calling and texting. She calls and texts him, he don't answer. So she goes inside of the radio station, sets up the interview. She was dressed in all black like the old man. And then she was like, you know, she just don't care about blasting him on the radio. So she is not with the shits today, because she went in there and she started going off immediately. She didn't walk in and say, hey, how y'all doing? Opens the door and she was like, I don't give a fuck about this interview. And you know, she was like, she was just calling him all type of bitches and all type of disrespectful marks, and was like, you know, I can't wait to shit on you, all this stuff. And I'm just like, you know, there's certain ways that you handle situations. Me personally, maybe because it's me, but I feel like she could have went in there with positive energy, positive vibes, and pulled him to the side and talked to him and kind of see where his head was at. You know what I'm saying? And then when he gives you a certain reaction, then you go off and you talk shit to him. But I don't feel like she should have just went in there doing that, because she called him out of his name. She disrespected him and kept calling him bitches and stuff. And she was like, I can't wait to shit on you. And she kept doing it. And it was like, once he made one little remark, disrespectful remark to her, which he didn't call out her name, he was just like, you know, your pussy, use a pass around pussy. You know, your pussy passed around. And she just got pissed off. She was just like, you know what, fuck you. And then she tried to charge after him. And it was like, oh my gosh, this show. It's like, he didn't want to hurt any of the girls. He didn't want to hurt Alexis or his baby mama. But you know, when there's women involved and emotions, anything is liable to happen, which is true. And it's not just with women, it's with men too. So don't try to make it seem like women are the only emotional ones, because men are too. So Chanel West Coast is in the studio with Safari, and she's recording a song. And the song goes a little already got a new babe. I already got a new babe. I ain't got time for it, bitch. I moved and I'm happy you gon' put my life on it. That's not how it goes. It's okay. The flow is a little bit different, but I'm just reading it because I put it down in my notes. So Safari is yelling in the background, "Tell Old Bay fall back," and I'm just like, listen, let me say this, me being a fan of Nicki for like since the mixtape days and seeing Safari and her kind of grow together and see how he was around. The way he's acting on TV is nothing new. A lot of people think that he's acting and stuff, but Safari has been like this for a long time, since I can remember. Like, he's always hyper. He's like, I've been rocking with Safari since he was Scap Beezy instead of Safari as when he was SB, Scott Beezy, whatever. He followed me on Twitter once before. Like, I know how he is, so he's always been like this. And even sometimes when him and Nicki be in certain places and he would act like that, she would just be like, calm down, you doing too much. Like, he used to always get on her nerves because he was so hyper. So, he's all hype and kind of hyping her up and stuff. And I'm just like, this is trash. I don't know what it is that he's hyping up. Hazel comes in and she sits down and she's talking to them, and Chanel is sitting right there, and she was just like, you a little bit hippie, but she was very shady towards her, and she was just like, this I forgot what she called her, but she was just like, you're a hippie, and I see you trying to be a singer, rapper now and stuff, and she was like, I thought you did pop rap. And she was like, you gotta look the part, like act, rap the way you look, because if you do something different, it's gonna look very fraudulent. Chanel does not mind working with her. She was like, she don't mind working with another female. So Keisha is sitting down with Nia and Masika. And Masika was saying how Zell was throwing all of her cosmetics and stuff and was just being very Tasmanian devilish. She's a little bit more upset with Ray than she is with Zell, because she said she expected for Zell to act crazy, but she just expected for Ray to be a little bit more professional, a little more classy, but he couldn't do that. So she's a little bit more upset with him. So Keisha was like, if I'm having an event, there's certain people that should be there and shouldn't be there. And she was like, he's been calling, Zell been calling her, Ray been calling her, but she's been ignoring Zell. And Keisha was like, you can't ignore him, Tierra. And she was just like, she's very concerned about her friend and how she have a drinking problem. They went and talked to Cisco and how he took her to a hangover place, like a detox place. And they was just like, what? And Keisha was like, she was very uncomfortable. She's uncomfortable with talking about a person that has addiction and they're not present. So she feels like Nia should sit down and talk to Tierra and have a conversation with Tierra about that. And maybe it could all blow over. She made a comment about, she's always like, my trigger, my trigger, my trigger. And it was like, you are your only trigger, which is true. So afterwards, Tierra is in the studio with Cisco and she's singing. And she says she feel like this is the year for her to get moving on her career, get things popping. So while she's sitting there talking to Cisco, he's drinking in front of her. And it's like, for one, to me, he seemed drunk and like under the influence. And I feel like, your woman has an addiction. So you would think that you would be a little bit more compassionate and a little bit more supportive of her and at least not drink in front of her. So he's sitting there drinking and grinning and smiling in front of her, and it's just like, dude, like, where's the respect? So he's opening up and telling her about what happened between him, Nia, and Moniece. But the song that she was in the studio singing did sound pretty good. He was telling her how they were saying that she drinks too much and all this stuff, and then Tierra asked him like, what did you say? Did you defend me? And he just come out, don't question me. And I'm like, I don't see what was wrong with what she said. That's why I say I feel like he was drunk and under the influence, because I don't see anything was wrong with what Tierra asked him. She just basically asked him like, what did you say? Did you defend me? Did you speak up for me? I'm just asking you, like, what did you say? Did you defend me? And he was just like, don't question me. Ask them. Don't fucking ask me and all of this stuff. And I'm like, he's getting loud and kind of, it was embarrassing to watch because nobody deserves that. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody deserves it. So he's just being very disrespectful. So she walks out and he yells at her, to her, come here. And she go, you know, he was like, your friends aren't your friends. They don't support you. They don't care about you. They jealous of you and stuff. Then he took her to a detox place. He was just being a bitch in that moment. And I'm sorry. I hate to say that because I know we can't curse on YouTube and stuff, so I'm going to have to bleep it out. But it was at that moment because I was digging Cisco for a moment because I saw that he was by her side and he was willing to help her. But in this scene, I was just like, okay, who is this? He didn't really put his hand on her physically. I felt like that right there was kind of some type of form of abuse. It just made me uncomfortable. I just didn't like it. So after all of that, she was just like, you know, I don't have any friends. Because he was like, you know, your friends are jealous of you. And I'm like, listen, you take it easy because this man could up and leave you at any moment in time. Your friends are going to be there. Your friends are going to be the one to hold you down and support you and let you put your head on their shoulders when you're hurting and you're in pain, because this man had left you and then walked away. And he already not saying that he loved you. And Alexis and Lyrica meets up. And Alexis is going to tell Lyrica about what happened between her and Lucci and Lucci's baby mama. So she tells Lyrica, you know, I know you've been calling me and I've been dodging your calls because I was dodging your calls yesterday because of what's been going on, you know. And she was just like, yeah, I was calling to see what happened. Like, is everything all right? So she's telling her about how the baby mama rolled up on her shoot with Nikki and was kind of painting a picture, trying to compare her to Moniece, saying that she wrecked homes and she was sleeping with her baby daddy and all this stuff. And she was just like, Lucci just said something to her, like the things that he would say to her hurted her. And I kind of want to take back what I said before because I feel like this was just that one particular scene. Like it could be numerous and numbers of times that he done disrespected her off camera. And he was really pissed off with him. And she just started crying and she was like, you know, it hurted her because she just think about all the men that she's dated that hurted her and treated her this way, and I don't want to be with anybody. Lyrica comforts her and talk to her, and you know, she tells Lyrica, like, I know that you and A1 works with him and stuff and y'all cool with him, but I'm not going to do anything to stop y'all money, y'all business, but you know, me and him is not together. Yeah, we work together, but it's not like we're friends. And plus she's happy that she met Alexis. So Lyrica tells her, girl, let's just go and get our nails done. You all emotional and stuff. So Tiara comes over to Moniece's house. Why y'all going over to my man, telling my man about me being an alcoholic, you know, saying stuff like that. And she was just like, why y'all didn't come to me? So she's upset that they has been going to Cisco and having conversations with Cisco and not coming to her, talking to her. But it's like, they did try to talk to you numerous times. Even Nikki tried to talk to you. Even, you know, I think Ray J, all of them, everybody tried to talk to you, and it's like it's not getting through your head. So what more do you want them to do? Like, if they're trying to help you and you just pushing them away, they have to go to the nearest person that you can trust. So I'm gonna try to go to the closest person that I know that you will listen to. Nia asked her, like, did you have a drink today? She was like, no, it's not like I wake up early in the morning and have a drink to my mouth. And it was just like, no, we're not saying that. But she did admit that when she drinks, she can't stop. And they tell her, you know, you need a good support system. And I feel, Moniece was like, Cisco is not a good support system for you. So Moniece says she's sitting down with AB, AD or AB, her girlfriend supposedly. And she was like, you know, she just feels dumb. She just felt like a dummy confiding in Cisco, telling her girlfriend AD or AB, A, we'll just call her A, that Tiara is mad with her. And she was just like, why is she mad with you? And she was like, you know, she's mad that we was going to Cisco and talking to Cisco about what was going on with her addiction. And we talked to him and he went back and was telling Tiara everything that we was talking about. And now she's mad with us. So Ray pops up and he's like very anxious to talk to them. Maurice was like, you know, he's Ray when he's calm, but then when he gets like super excited and stuff like that, he turns into his alter ego Rachel. They was telling him, you know, you fell for the bait. He was talking about Zell and all that stuff that happened at the event. And it was like, you know, you fell for the bait, he reeled you in and you fell for it. And Zell is supposed to be going to the nail bar with. So she was like, oh, what you gonna do, bitch? And he was like, that's our thing. Me and her go there and that's what we do. Go and I'm gonna talk to him, and very bad idea. So Keisha is in the studio with A1. He playing some tracks, some beats for her. She liked them. You know, she says she needs that one last up-tempo beat song for her album, and she's done. You know, she just want another up-tempo. So he's playing some stuff for her, and all of us, you know, he plays a beat, and then we see Lyrica coming in, and she was like, you know, you gotta send me that, send me that. She turns and asks Lyrica. Lyrica said him and her had a session today, but he canceled it because he told her he has to work with another artist. But he didn't tell her what artist. So I'm gonna get into this because I really didn't like this part, but I'm gonna get into that. But Keisha turned to her and was like, you know, Lyrica, you gonna help me write something on it? And she was like, oh, I would love to be invited the next time. And it was like, whoa. There's a little bit shadiness going on. Like, I didn't really, it was very shady. I felt like Lyrica was being shady towards Keisha. Like, that's how I felt. I could be wrong, but I really felt like her angle was really towards Keisha for some reason. I didn't understand that. Keisha had another meeting and I'm gonna come back and whatever. So she leaves and she was like, oh, so you have a session with Keisha? Yeah. And she was like, you know, me and you had a session. So her whole thing is, because I don't want to just sit and verbatimly go on with this, but her whole thing is that they want them to have been a team. And they both will go in the studio with an artist. He does the beats and all that stuff, and she would kind of be that backbone, kind of helping write songs and kind of helping with, I guess, hooks and melodies or whatever. Saying lately he's been going to the studio by himself and working by himself. I'm mad about him working with Keisha because she know that check is going to come home, but it would have been nice for them to take 2 checks home. Okay, you have to realize you're not going to be able to be in the studio all with people all of the time. Like, it's not going to always be that way. But I don't know, she say it's always been that way, you know, and she's upset that it's not that way right now. And crying and whining, no tears coming out of her eyes. I'm not working with you or nobody, and you know, when people didn't like you, I was like, no, give them a chance, and when I wear my Grammy, I'm not gonna thank you. Nice to you now. And he was like, yeah. She was like, cause you was just saying that you was surprised that you didn't think she even knew your name a month ago. It's not that serious, bro. No, she was like, she didn't have no daddy, she didn't have no family, she had to get everything on her own. Bitches out here getting it because they giving it, and you know, she worked hard for everything she got. Hit his hat and was like, I'm not working with you or nobody. Then she comes back and she was telling him, you know, if I had to go out and calm down, because if I walk out, I'm gonna keep walking and then I'm gonna walk out of this marriage. And I'm like, you finna walk out of a marriage just because he went in the studio without you? She was saying how people didn't want to work with her because she was married and she had a boyfriend. She was like, you know, her dad abandoned her family abandoned, everybody abandoned her, and she had to do everything on her own. And he apologizes, he says he's sorry. Chanel, Safari, and Hazel is at the video show. Hazel had everything set up. She didn't send no treatment. She didn't do nothing. So everybody dressed up, you know, Cadillacs all out, dressed up, everybody dressed up and ready. So somebody was like, did you even send Chanel a treatment? She was like, oh, she don't need to worry about that. She's the star. She needs to worry about, because she have to learn the choreography for the video. Hazel was getting frustrated because things is not going her way. So she's trying to take over the shoot. She want everything her way. She want everything. Chanel is just like, you didn't send me a treatment. You know, I can't learn a 8 count or something like that. This choreography quick like this. The dancers is in the back doing their choreography, and Chanel is just freestyling because she don't even know the dance move. Nobody taught her. You know, it wasn't no type of rehearsals for this or nothing. I can't learn an 8 count in dirt and heels. I don't know. I just felt Hazel was very unprofessional because for one, if you knew it was going to be choreography in this video, you should have had her rehearsing. You should have sketched some ideas to her. Y'all should have sat and talked about some ideas, some treatments, different stuff you should have talked to her about. She's very cocky this season and I'm not liking it. And I'm gonna want her ass to leave like she was dismissed last season. She gonna have to be gone this season too because she's doing too much. You know what, get off my set, to get her off my set. And then next thing you know, she was like, come on, play the music. And then next thing you know, her music started playing and then she started dancing. And it was like, what the hell is going on? So Chanel was like, really, you gonna have me here thinking that it was for me and really your music is for you? You know, you got the choreography, you know it, and then your song's playing. And Cisco is walking in the hotel hallway with a bag in his hand, and he's talking about Tiara and his confessionals. And he was just like, you know, he's tired of the drama, he wants to be happy, he don't know how things are going to go between them two, the door. And it seems like he's going to see Tiara and they're going to have a romantic night or whatever. And he has his bag, and he was like, oh, here you go, baby. Put this on for me. I know prior to that, because when it was on commercial, they were showing some special time and day. They're supposed to be showing the episode on Sunday, something about the side chick and all this stuff. Some girl named Amber, and then she's in there. The girl comes out with the lingerie on, so he brought the girl lingerie, and I thought it was going to be Tiara, but then it's not Tiara, it's Amber. So he was like, this girl named Amber, you know, he gets a hotel room every now and then for them to go and chill. She was very beautiful, I will say that. And then they kissing on each other and he's rubbing on her and all this stuff. And then she was like, do you love me? He was like, oh, we gonna take it there. And he was like, oh, we going there, it's kind of fast. Zell is meeting Masika at the nail bar. And she's sitting there getting her feet done, and he is getting ready to get his done. So he goes over to give her a hug and a kiss, and she was like, nope, not the time, too soon for that right now. And he told the nail technician, he was like, rub her feet a little harder because I need me a kiss. So they sit down and he admits that they talking about the event and all that stuff, and he was like, he admitted that he was wrong for what he did, and you know, he apologizes. And while they're sitting there talking and communicating, Ray walks in. And then Zelda's looking like, whoa. So Masika was like, how did you know that we were going to be here? Like, did I put my location on Snapchat or something? Like, what is going on? And he was just like, oh, this is our thing. This is what we do and stuff like that. So Zelda's like, come over here and suck these toes and kiss these toes or something like that. And then Masika's like, oh my God. So she's living for the drama. In this scene, she pretend like she don't want to deal with drama. She don't want the drama. But we all know she is living for the drama because she's not the one causing it or in it. You know, she's involved, but it's not mainly on her. And then Ray was like, you know, I'm glad that you're rescuing animals from the shelter. From the animal shelter. And he was like, what animal am I? Tell me so I can act that way. He was like, you know, a little bit like a Tasmanian devil. And the next thing you know, you see Zell just hops over and runs over to him, charging after him. And then next thing you know, you see Zell all on the floor. You hear stuff breaking and like boom, 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 like all type of stuff going on. Ray was shook because Ray had to take heat. Moved over to the left like Tweet. So he didn't get the Ray. He was all over the floor. He was bleeding. Why are you sitting there watching them fight? He's just like, oh my gosh, what is going on? Oh, like she's laughing and living it up. So she's very messy, and she knows that she's happy that this going on. She's pretending like she's so upset and it's hurting her and bothering her, but she know damn well she don't give a damn. She happy that is happening. So that was the end of the episode. Zell is bleeding. Ray is mad. They all outside. Like, comment, and subscribe, and follow all of my social media down below in the description box. Click the bell to be notified when I upload. You guys in the next one.